Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly. Hello, and welcome to this live stream of today's public meeting, brought to you by Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly.
Welcome, everybody. We'll call the meeting to order. It looks like first thing on the agenda is to approve the meeting minutes from the February 14 meeting. Hopefully everybody had a chance to review those minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from February 14, 2024?
I'll move approval. Support.
All right.
I have one minor comment.
Sure.
That it was my first meeting to be present on there, so but my name was not on there.
Oh,
So just wanted to make sure.
we'll make that correction.
Thank you.
Yeah, yep. Any other discussion, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are passed. Financials, you've got those in your packet, and looks like we just need to get an approval on statement C.
I'll move approval.
Okay, any support?
Help me out, please.
Support?
Support.
Okay, and is there any discussion? Any questions, comments? All right, all those in favor of approving statement C, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Statement C is approved. All right, moving along, budget recommendations. I'll turn this over to Tim.
Thank you, Deidre. And maybe before jumping in, just want to acknowledge and welcome our new member, Michael. I think everyone got a chance to meet him.
I haven't had a chance to meet them, but I can after.
Okay, great. Michael's joining us first time this morning, so we're excited to have you on board.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome.
Thanks.
And a good meeting to start on, because we're going to be talking about our budget for the year ahead. So,
Perfect. Yeah.
Just a quick overview process-wise. So annually, the TIFA recommends a one-year budget to the City Commission, who will formally approve it, and then it'll come back to you for adoption. We do a 5-year lookout just so we can kind of track and make projections on where we think things are going. And so what you have at your place, and what was included in your packet, is the 5-year priority plan. And we'll kind of give a rundown of what's included in there, but as we're going through, please stop me for any questions or discussion that you all want to have. Quick reminder, because this always comes up, of the TIFA boundary. So up on your screen, you see here, it's the smallish area between 6th Street and Coldbrook. So this is the TIFA boundary. This is where revenue is collected from and where funds can be spent within. Often when we're talking about Monroe North, everyone thinks of the area north of Michigan. So I just want to make that distinction. High-level budget request. So total included in, for the fiscal year 25 is a little over $2 million. You kind of see what that breaks down to. And I'll jump into some of the projects that we're tracking. Now, continuation for support of the DASH, of course, is in there. We have a 3-year agreement. We'll be going into year 2. This is split between the DDA and the TIFA. And then continuing to look at the river, and in particular the part within the TIFA. Nothing included for fiscal year 25, although we are expecting that work will hopefully begin in 25 in the river. The portion that would be in and near the TIFA is in the outer years, and you have that scheduled for fiscal years 28 and 29 currently. As that schedule becomes more clear, and we'll know that in the coming months, that could shift a little bit, but at least for now, we're looking out a couple years before funding spent on the river improvement project. A couple of pedestrian improvement projects are still moving ahead. These are the crosswalks that we've actually approved funding for already, but the project hasn't started yet, so we're accounting for that in the year ahead. These would be crosswalk enhancements, rapid reflecting beacons on Monroe Avenue. Coldbrook is a major part, Coldbrook Canal. The Canal Street Park is a major part of what we're hoping to be able to spend money on, both this year and then a couple years out. This is the conceptual master plan that's been put together. This is squarely within the TIFA boundary. Has been a project that's been talked about for a number of years within River for All. GR Forward also looked at it and really looks at a full scale redevelopment, new playground, addition of some of these amenities that people continue to tell us are important. And so what I'm showing right now, and this goes back a little bit to our discussion that we had last meeting, we've been asked, the TIF has been asked to contribute $3 million. That would be a portion of the contribution. The city would be, as currently proposed, would be putting in 3.7. That would be coming from both the parks millage funding, and then they have some leftover bonds for flood walls. I'll stress that that is their most recent estimate, and we don't yet know what the full cost will be. That'll be more clear once design is finalized and they go out to bid, which should be happening later this summer. My approach in this, and I did talk with Sean about it quite a bit last week, was to try to pay for the TIFA's contribution through cash contributions and reserves, and not setting us up for bonding or debt service. I think that's the right approach based on our conversation, and we'll, again, as we know more about it, we might need to change that approach, but as we stand today, I think that's the move. I also think it's important to say the TIFA can make that contribution and still have funds left over to pay for the other priorities that they have. So you see for fiscal year 25, what we're proposing is 1.5 million, and then the remainder of the funds being paid over 26 and 27. A lot still to be finalized with that project, but since we spent a lot of time discussing it last meeting, just wanted to make sure that portion of the priority plan was highlighted.
Can you repeat what's the current estimate?
Current estimate's a little over 6.7.
6.7.
So TIF is being asked for 3 million. The city would cover the rest.
Does that seem low?
It's gone up. So the initial funding projection, and I'll look at Mark, but I think it was closer to 6 and maybe even a little under, but that was about a year ago. Okay. And I think it's properly looking at the current economic conditions and the expectation that bids are going to come in higher than we initially thought. But Mark, I don't know if you have anything to add. Okay. Other things to highlight in the priority plan, the downtown enhancement grant line item, so that is under goal 2. We've always carried this as a part of the priority plan with the hope and expectation that as redevelopment occurs in the neighborhood, we'd be able to participate. The one that is at least on our radar and we know is in planning is at Silva, so this is 975 Monroe, old building that used to be Spectrum, then had an athletic facility in it. It's just been a challenging, there have been a number of people that have taken a look at it over the years. Mark Secchia currently owns it, has some great plans in place. I was at City Commission yesterday for a couple of things, and he was there getting an obsolete property exemption set up. So it is moving along. We hope and expect that he'll come and then hopefully at the next meeting to kind of give an overview of the project and maybe make a request. But in any event, we're budgeting for that, accounting for it with the hope that we will be able to spend funds this year. And then I think the last one to highlight is just the Hill River Network project that's going along or moving forward. Not a lot within the TIFA, but certainly impacts the neighborhood. This, for everyone's benefit and reminder, is the connection from up on Belknap Hill down into Monroe North and down to the riverfront. Really important project with a number of different stakeholders. Unfortunately, not a lot of it occurs within our boundary, at least the major infrastructure spends. There likely will be a component of the division and Ionia realignment that goes somewhere near here that might cross over into the TIFA boundary, and when we know more about that, we'll let you know, but we'll make sure that you're following the project and understand its implications for the neighborhood, but just pointing out that at this point we don't know yet if there's any funding that the board would be asked to contribute to it. And here's another rendering of that. I think those were the highlights I had for the budget priority plan discussion, but would welcome any questions or feedback from you all with a reminder that we are seeking a motion to advance it to the City Commission.
Just a question as I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
You mentioned for the funding for the park, cash contributions, reserves, but not debt service. Is there other debt service that is in place for the TIFA?
The TIFA does not currently have any other debt that we fund. The DDA has a number of contributions to city bonds that they pay debt service on. The TIFA currently does not, but could. So as we know more about the project, if we change our mind or we think there's a better approach or we want to have a hybrid, we could consider that. But at this point, nothing. We're not expecting to.
Thank you.
Yep.
Are we comfortable that we'll start in fiscal 25, or is that?
That canal would start in fiscal year 25? Yeah.
Okay.
That could change, but that is
Yeah.
currently the schedule would have it starting in fiscal year 25.
Okay. I'll move approval of the budget.
Support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, that was easy.
That's great. We'll take that as a vote of confidence. Then, next item, I guess I'll just
Yeah.
jump right in.
Yep.
President CEO report, just some highlights. Some of you will have heard this, but DDA plan amendment is moving forward. This doesn't have a direct impact on the TIFA, but just so you're tracking what's going on with downtown, this is mainly being undertaken to continue to support our riverfront redevelopment efforts, most specifically the amphitheater and the 201 market site, which is down here, and then also one day, hopefully soon, supporting the redevelopment of the post office site on the riverfront right there. Couple of RFPs that are out on the streets that you may hear about. One is for public art and putting together a comprehensive plan for thinking about art along the riverfront. That RFP just closed, so we have 15 to 20 proposals that we're combing through, and we'll be sure to share more with you, as this might impact the TIFA or have at least an element that would include our boundary. World of Winter, which just wrapped up, is now, we're already planning for the next year, so that has an RFP out on the streets today to think about the art installations for 2025. Laker Store just opened. So Grand Valley State now has a retail space inside the Grand Rapids Art Museum. They have some interesting plans for how to maybe grow into the rest of the Graham that are, maybe a little down the road, but nonetheless, they're still planning to be in that space for a little while, and we're happy to see their growth in downtown. And then Lion Square, this is a project right between the Convention Center and Amway Grand Plaza Hotel, is taking shape. This will be done this calendar year, and then we'll finish the plannings this time next year. And then last but not least, we are opening a new community garden. This is over on the west side, if you know where the Las Conchas futsal courts are, or where Area 9 parking is, off of Seward. This is the northern portion of that lot. Garden will be opening May 1, so we have 55 plots there for downtown neighbors. So that is exciting we're excited to see that move along. That's my report.
Any questions for Tim? All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Public comment. Anybody?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Christina Colby. I'm the executive director at Neighbors of Belknap Lookout. Oh, do I have to? It's just far away. Okay, my name is Christina Colby, and I'm the executive director at Neighbors of Belknap Lookout. Thanks for having me. This is more of a clarification question. I'm just looking at your budget, and I'm seeing there's a lot of unspent funding for your mobility strategy, and I'm just wondering if you can clarify, is that because projects were not proposed to use the money, or why is there so much money left on the table for things that the neighborhood thinks are important?
Sure.
Yeah, we can maybe follow up with you after the meeting, just to get a better idea. But yeah, generally, if there's unspent funds, it's either because something wasn't proposed or it wasn't a project that we are planning on or budgeting didn't move forward in that fiscal year. As an example, the crosswalks on Monroe, we actually approved funding for them in this fiscal year, and it just will move forward later in the summer. So that's generally why, but we can talk more specifics afterward.
So then I guess a follow-up question are those kinds of projects that a neighborhood association could pitch to help make happen?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
we'd love to hear any more project ideas that you or the neighborhood might have.
Excellent,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks, Christina.
thank you.
Okay, board member discussion. Anybody have anything? All right, this is a quick meeting. Do we need to take a motion to adjourn? Or do we just adjourn?
say adjourn.
Meeting's adjourned.
Well done.
Woo! Oh my gosh,
We'll tell Sean. These are the most efficient meetings.
right?